is I go up to people and I ask them how they feel about cannabis. I try and do it with a smile on my face. I try and stay calm. And I just want to know how people feel about cannabis, because we know for a fact now that it's a medicine, it's an industrial crop, and as a recreational use drug, but it's a plant, it's safer for society to have it legal, regulated and taxed than to have people who don't care about your children, who don't care about you, who don't care about society, gun wielding, selling this stuff. It's not being taxed and it's not being regulated. So the question that I ask people, I've done this over 15,000 times. I hand out flyers, I hand out business cards, and I tell them my opinion on it after asking them their opinion on it. And personally, my favorite opinion by far is, I had a bad experience, so I don't like it. And I'm like, yeah, the whole world is about me, myself and I, right? Give me a place from. Can I ask you a quick question? We are filming a documentary on cannabis culture in South Africa. What? We're filming a documentary on cannabis culture in South Africa. Okay. And I go around asking people how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa.
Hallelujah. I say hell yeah.
I also say hallelujah.
Amen, man.
Hey. So why do you think it should be legalized?
Oh man.
No, cannabis is good for a lot of things. Just that we shouldn't abuse it. That's all I have to say.
Shouldn't abuse it.
No problem. People drink also.
Hey, exactly. What else? What else do you know about the medicinal benefits?
Now you can tell me.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's been proven to work for epilepsy. It works for pain. It works for inflammation. It works for stuff like Alzheimer's and arthritis, even for Parkinson's. A lot of the neurodegenerative diseases are being helped by THC, the active component in cannabis. They've proven that it works for it. That's been proven, literally. It's time we legalize it, we regulate it, we control it, and we taxate it, and we will create jobs. So I would like to ask Musi Mamane to please take up the situation and discuss it publicly, because the DA keeps promising us jobs, but they want to spend money to create jobs rather than to legalize cannabis and receive money for creating jobs.
Yeah. Because you know, the promise is a comfort for your phone. They just want to be elected for them to just to sit with the parliament and then spend the money for themselves.
Glorified rock stars, man.
Yeah.
I think it would be good because you know, get more people off harder drugs, because now they have something they can go to. Taxes would really help us because
it would help us with taxes. And yourself?
Personally, I'm not really for cannabis because I have a family member who's affected by schizophrenia.
Okay.
That's all I was so
yeah, I get that person, yeah. But see, as a personal, I understand from a personal context, like your own personal context, that it's a bad thing. But in a regulated and legal environment, someone with schizophrenia would have harder time to find it, and you would also have much better knowledge on it. We would know, listen, don't use cannabis under schizophrenic conditions. How do you feel about cannabis?
What is cannabis?
Cannabis, marijuana, ganja.
Oh, I don't take it. I don't even try.
But you know it's a medicine. Have you heard about it?
No.
Let's go and look. It's been proven. But the thing is, even for smoking, it's safer for society if it was legal. If we regulate it and we taxate it, and you guys here at the shop was selling cannabis, and you were not allowed to sell it to someone under 18, would you sell it to a kid?
No, never.
Do you think the guy on the street corner would sell it to a kid? And you ask yourself, you at home, you ask yourself this question: the guy on the street corner, do you think he's going to sell it to a kid or not? Because this man won't sell it to a kid if he was selling it legally. But the guy there, he is selling it to your kids. I was a kid once, he sold it to me. So think about that for a moment. Etc. But so now I want to know, how do you feel about it?
No, I support the medicinal use of cannabis. Yeah, that's why I go.
Okay, great.
But otherwise, no, I I'm not together, but for medication wise, yeah.
Okay. I do ask that question as well, but I find that how people feel about it is a less invasive question, because asking someone about legalization is an aggressive question by nature. So I agree with you fully. Thank you very much for understanding. I'm here representing Bongalong. This is what I do. I go around. This is now the first day we're doing it on camera, because I've been doing this for 3 years. I've done a couple of thousand people, and it's just on video is going to have more impact if people can see like listen here, it's not that bad, and even if it was really horrible, if it was legal, it would be better. What do you feel about cannabis, my man? Cannabis, ganja. Hey, I'm here representing Bongalong. I go around asking people this question just to kind of raise awareness around the topic. It's a medicine, it's a cash crop, it's an industrial crop. Guys, how do you guys feel about cannabis? Yeah. Just feeling. Yeah. How do you feel about it? And how do you feel about them legalizing it? First of all, for medicinal.
I don't know any facts about it.
Okay.
But yeah, based on what I've been brought up to think, I'd say no. But
Oh way! Okay, you're already dead on. I represent Bongalong. I go around, I've done this more than 15,000 times, but we're finally putting on camera now because we have a crew that's willing to follow me around and do this. However stupid it might sound, but yeah, so I ask people how they feel about cannabis. I can see you feel good. I'm sure you know about the medicinal and the recreational and the industrial benefits.
And yeah, they need to legalize that shit, man.
Imagine what it's going to do to the $97 billion cancer industry, where they're pumping people full of chemo and radiation. Since when does radiation cure anything? And you ask me that, but that's just my opinion.
I agree. I know someone that had a massive tumor, and the doctors didn't understand why it hadn't grown, and she told them that she had it for years, and they said it was so cancerous and she should be dead by now. She's like, well, I smoke weed.
Massive tumor, should have been dead by now, and she smokes weed. She smokes it and she's still not dead. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Sorry, I'm fine.
Camera rolling?
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
No, could you do it next?
Okay, yeah, that I understand. Let's move a little bit this way. He's recording this direction, there's Mike. But the question I ask people is, how do you feel about cannabis? Marijuana, ganja. Like just how you feel about it, not if you smoke it or if you use it or whatever. Just like what's your feeling and your opinion on it?
It's not a very good thing. It can ruin your life.
How do you feel about cannabis? How do you feel about legalizing it? First of all, for medicinal use.
Maybe for me.
Okay.
For other stuff, I'm not too sure.
Okay. But do you know of the other benefits surrounding cannabis?
Not that I know of.
I just spoke to a girl who's got a friend that the doctor said, you've got a cancerous tumor, you're going to die.
Yeah.
She's only smoking it, not even using the medicine, because the medicine is right now is very expensive because it's illegal. She's smoking cannabis. The tumor did not grow further and she's still alive.
Yeah.
So it is medicinal. People use it for epilepsy, arthritis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all of these kind of things. And imagine the amount of jobs we would create in South Africa if we started farming this industrially. And that one.
I love White Widow.
Hey!
Have you got one?
No, I don't one. I don't sell cannabis. I work for a company called Bongalong.
That sells cannabis?
We sell designers, smoking paraphernalia, creating
I should
jobs.
ban indicas and make sativas illegal. Legal, yeah.
Fully agree. Thank you. Someone who knows. Hey. And yourself?
It's just like any other drug. It's addictive, and it's something people should avoid.
Okay. Well,
opinion.
Personally, I was smoking for 12 years, and my friend told me that it's never going to be legalized, Joe. You're crazy. And I told them, I'll make you a deal. I stopped smoking that day. I'll stop smoking today until it's legal. So 23 days ago, I stopped that day after 12 years of smoking. I haven't smoked since. I had one sleepless night. When my girlfriend left me, I had about 6 weeks worth of sleepless nights and drinking and depression. So in my opinion, relationships are highly addictive. They are so addictive that they end up people killing themselves, killing the person that they love, or doing really stupid shit. So maybe we should make relationships illegal, don't you agree? It's addictive, so we should make it illegal. Hey!
That's one way of looking at it.
Exactly, but I'm trying to cherry pick and straw man at the same time, going, burn this fucking lie. But it is a medicine, and it could create thousands of jobs.
That is true. It can be used as a medicine if used in the right way.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
But I was talking to a girl earlier who has a friend that can't afford the medicine, so she only smokes it. The doctors told her she was going to die. She's still alive. and she's only smoking it. Which I agree, the medicine has more effect. But smoking, if it's legal, regulated and taxated, it would be safer for you, your wife and your children if someone who is selling it had to abide by the law. Because right now it's a free-for-all for anybody who can afford a gun. And then especially, I'm guessing you know that it's a medicine?
Yes.
And you know of all the benefits that we can get from hemp? Yes, exactly. The thing is, medically, I want it legalized first. I want people who are sick and who are suffering, I want them to have access to their medicine without having to worry about ending up in prison.
Yeah.
What the statement is I would rather have my child illegally alive than legally dead.
Cannabis, yeah, pro it, eh? Big time.
Hey,
brother that's on...
Give me a fist bump.
On tinctures at the moment, cannabis oil. That's been helping, eh? That's been helping a lot.
For what's that?
For epilepsy, eh?
For epilepsy?
Yeah, for epilepsy, which is a great success. I mean, we've had probably 2 seizures in 1 year, where he was going from having by 4 to 5 seizures a month.
4 to 5 seizures a month to 2 a year. South Africa completely against it. Why? Would you mind giving me an interview? Social medicine. I'm a doctor. Yes. Well, then you're a doctor that needs to do some research, buddy. I have. Okay. What is it all about?
You know, of a debilitating disease. It's obviously affected our family quite hectic. Financially and emotionally crippled the family, you know what I mean? So putting him on cannabis has pretty much saved his life there. Yeah, well, he was on the verge of death, and I've had a story recently of a guy that died of epilepsy at 35. You know, because it got so severe. You know, so what can I say?
There you have it. Cannabis is illegal, yet it saved this man's brother's life, but not only his life, it saved their family. I'm asking people how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa.
Cannabis, what is it all about? I might want to know anyway.
Okay, cannabis legalization. The reason why I'm amped for cannabis legalization is because, first of all, it's a medicine. It's been proven it works for epilepsy, it works for stuff like arthritis, Alzheimer's, for pain and inflammation, works the wonders. You can take it as a medicine without getting high, but get the benefits from it. And then there's a lot of people who are curing their cancer using it.
Cancer?
Cancer. People who had cancer who were supposed to be dead. A doctor like the doctor we just saw walking away here, who told me he's done research. He tells me it's not a medicine, but I know people who were told they were going to be dead today, they are alive today because they use cannabis medicine.
And you want to tell me that's a non-invasive cure for cancer and epilepsy?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Good for people,
But
if they misuse it in the sense of harmful for them, then I'd say no, don't legalize it. But if it benefits people, then
that substance abuse is wrong. Cannabis is illegal, yet that red thing there that sells you junk food, that is legal. I don't understand it. I seriously don't understand it. Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys. I know you're the mother, but I'm not asking them if they smoke cannabis. I'm asking them, how do you feel about legalizing it?
I feel like it should be fine. If people want to do what they want to do, then they should.
Don't abuse it.
Yeah, don't abuse it, no. But like
let's
medical uses, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And then let's regulate it, let's control it, let's tax it. Let's create work, let's create jobs. The DA keep promising us jobs, but they won't. The DA won't even respond to a question about cannabis. They won't touch it. It's too warm. They go, whoo, that's fire. Nah, bro.
I think it should be done.
It should be done. Whether or not you smoke it, it should be done.
Because we do stock it. So
the CBD oils.
Yes, we do.
Yes, the CBD oils work grand for anxiety. At least that's legal already. At least that one is legal. So if you're suffering from anxiety and stress disorders and those kind of things,
we do stock it, but it's very expensive, right? It's like a small 10 mils and it's like 1,000.
Yeah.
I don't think I agree with that.
Why? Like, I'm not being resident. It's like, why do you not want to legalize?
I don't believe in it. I've been brought up not to do it.
Okay.
It's more like a family.
Yeah, okay, cheers. Yeah, the family kind of thing is. But have you heard that it is a medicine?
I have.
And you've heard about hemp? You can turn hemp is a plant that doesn't contain the psychoactive component, but you can turn it into clothing, into fuel, etc. And I'll leave you with one for today. The DA promises us jobs. They said they were going to create jobs in the Western Cape. Now, my personal opinion, and I've got quite a good sense of economics and finance, in the first 5 years of legalizing cannabis, we'll make more than 500,000 jobs in the Western Cape. We need 500,000 jobs, in my opinion.
Well, my opinion is I don't think it should be legalized because it is known as a drug. So,
okay, but how do you know it's a drug?
Well, it states that, and the law like doesn't agree with it. And I feel like it's a gateway drug. If people start smoking that, they end up smoking other things.
Okay, so I love the gateway drug theory, because you do realize that alcohol, cigarettes, and sugar are the first gateway drugs. But in my opinion, the #1 gateway drug on earth, no, not cigarettes. The #1 gateway drug on earth is bad parenting. Because if your child gets addicted to drugs and you didn't even know he was using the drugs, then you got to seriously ask yourself, do you know your child?